All right. Hello and welcome. Let me make sure we're on YouTube here. Hold on. Yes, we are live. Hey, Happy New Year. This is Trebor 7, and this is going to be our public live stream, our subscribers live stream, which are typically on the 17th. However, due to some scheduling situations, I wasn't able to get my guest to come on the 17th, so we're going to do this on the 7th, and then we'll do our members only live stream on the 17th. Real quickly before we get started, thought I would just kind of recap the year a little bit. I got a nice little handy email from YouTube, and according to them, let's see if I can open this up. So this year, 2022, 165,000 total views, which is awesome. 425.2 thousand minutes watched, 7,519 total likes, and 1,345 new subscribers. Yay! Thank you guys. Couldn't have done it without you. YouTube Shorts, I have 40 uploads, a total of 26.5 thousand YouTube short views. Wow, I didn't realize that. My top video for this year, believe it or not, was the Italian translation of Telekinesis tutorial part 1. Yay, Italy. United States was the most viewed region. Second was Italy, and third was Germany. I'm seeing a lot of views in my German translations as well. That's awesome. So though 2K kind of seems to have, fallen off slightly this year in the U.S., it's blowing up in other countries like Italy and Germany. Live streams, total live stream minutes, 507 minutes. Total live stream views, 8,810. So these live streams are not a waste of time. People are watching them, apparently. And real quick, I'm going to check and see if there's anybody in the YouTube chat. Hey, we got a couple people. Ethan, hey, good to see you, buddy. And Bose Havit, I apologize if I mispronounced that. Happy New Year's, viewers of Weird Videos. Yeah, that's us. Remember when you said that, Robert? Yes, I do. In one of my intros. Yeah, we are definitely a fringe crowd here, but it's always good to look into the unknown. I think that's the stuff that's most interesting. Mainstream news and beliefs are not that great. Let's see. Oh, well, I had Anthony backstage, but oh, there he is. Okay, we're going to try to bring Anthony on, aka Journal of a Jedi. Add to the stream here, buddy. There we go. Can you hear me? Hello, Anthony?
Hold on, man. I think.
Okay, we kind of hear you. It's a little robot-y.
I think it's still loading here. I had to lower.
And if you have it open on YouTube, go ahead and close that. You'll be able to see it here in the StreamYard window. I don't know if you're watching on YouTube too, but it'd be a lot smoother if you just close your YouTube page and just watch on StreamYard. I will, of course, let Anthony do his own introduction, but while he's straightening out the audio, just to give you a little background. Go ahead. I've known Anthony for a number of years, and he was part of the Trebor7.com weekly chats we used to have every Sunday. We would talk for hours and share videos and share our experiences. So he's no stranger to me. However, I have a feeling maybe there's a lot of people watching that haven't seen Anthony's channel. We're going to be highlighting some of his videos today, and also getting his insight, which is always good. And also Ricky, aka Mad Cat Sphere, may be joining us here a bit later. How you doing, buddy? You got audio now? Okay, maybe not so much. Let me go back to the YouTube comments. Somebody let me know in the chat if the audio and video is okay for me. hope you guys can hear me. Surely you can. Anyway, let's see what we got coming up. So I don't know if you guys seen the Eggly Wheel review video part 1. I played that or uploaded that a while back, a couple weeks ago. And I've got one more thing I want to try.
Can you hear better?
It's pronounced Bosch Habit. Ah, gotcha. Thanks, man. I'll try to remember that. Bosch Habit. You can tell me the meaning of that name if you want, or if that's your last name, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I heard you. Go again. Say something, Anthony.
You can hear me better back there.
Yep, I can hear you. Are you on a phone or a computer? But anyway, what I was getting at with the Eggly Wheel, I've got one more thing. I'm going to do an under glass demonstration. I've been practicing under glass here for the last few nights. Not my favorite thing in the world to do. But somebody placed a comment, hey, if it's really PK, you should be able to just do it under glass, no hands, no problem. Which is exactly what someone who doesn't do PK would say, but that's all right. I'm going to give it a shot. That's not really what it's designed to do. Shishu Citrio just joined the chat. Nice to have you. And we're kind of working out some technical issues here. I'm going to remove you from the stream and put you right back in and see if that does anything. Studio, edit mic settings. Okay, add to stream. Oh, great. Now we have no video and no audio. I'm glad I tried that. Oh, the beauties of modern technology. Well, I thought we had a really cool show lined up for you. Oh, there's your video. It's really lagging. He's in Maine, and I suspect he's on his telephone. Perhaps not the best connection in the world. Can you hear me, Anthony? Now we got a logo. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. For the sake of keeping the stream rolling. Oh, Nicola, hey, nice to see you. I'm going to go ahead and maybe share one of his videos. And hopefully we can get this straightened out pretty soon. Share screen. I've got one of them lined up here. Anthony sent me a few links of some videos he thought he might want to share. So let's go ahead and jump over there. Do that. Push play. Make sure we're on StreamYard. Okay, yeah, I think you guys can see that. I'm going to check and see if there's any audio in this. Or mostly music. What are we doing here?
I turned my...
Go ahead.
Oh, this.
We're getting bits and pieces there, buddy. That's pretty cool. The outdoor telekinesis ball roll. That was neat. Can you hear me, Anthony?
I'm trying to get it to be more smooth.
Right, we're getting it. It's the audio is a little glitchy.
I don't know if the links went through, but
yeah, I got your links. I'm playing one of the videos right now. You should be able to see me on StreamYard. If you have YouTube open, go ahead and close that window and just watch with me on StreamYard. Bosch Habit says it's a bit glitchy. Yeah. I don't know if you're referring to the video we're watching or if you're referring to Anthony's connection. Thank you, Bosch Habit. He's watching and he can see me. Yeah, sorry about that, but yeah. So here we go. This looks pretty cool. Go ahead and speak anytime you want, Anthony. Oh, wait, looks like I may have lost you. Hey, we got Mad Cat. Can I get 3 people on here? I don't think I can do 3 people and a video. I hope you can hear me, Mad Cat. I see you. I appreciate you being here, and we'll bring you on here in just a minute. Pretty sweet. I don't know if you guys have seen my telekinesis video. It's fun messing with those ping pong balls. And in one of my videos, I gave it a spin. And as I've mentioned in many streams before, it's much easier to influence the direction of a move than it is to initiate a move. So if you give that thing a spin and then start moving it around, it seems to be a little more responsive. That's pretty awesome. That's a cool video. I'm going to go back to the private chat. Oh, gosh. Somebody's been typing a lot of stuff. Yeah, chat's working. Hi, Ricky. I'll add you soon if you're listening. Yeah, I don't know what to do about Anthony and your situation there with your connection. It seemed like the audio was working okay when you didn't have your video on.
I don't know either.
There we go. I heard that. I don't know either. Plain as day. So
my video is not.
Oh, it cut out. Your video is not, and then we lost you. It's all right, man.
I'm just gonna restart.
Okay, restart, and we'll add you to the stream. Okay, we're kind of veering off telekinesis, I guess. He put in an atmokinesis video here. We'll go ahead and take a look at that. We're going to throw Ricky on. How about you, Ricky? How's your video and audio?
Oh, good. I can hear you. Good. Can you hear me?
Oh, man, loud and clear. You're looking like a champ. Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, sorry I came late.
No worries. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year, everybody.
I'm going to pop back over this video. It looks like we might have some audio, something we might need to be listening to. Or maybe not, just music.
Yeah.
We can chat and listen. So what have you been up to, man? What have you done this year?
I've been still doing the live streams and still training and practicing and everything like that. Still the same thing.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Keeping up the good work.
Yeah, everything's going pretty smooth. Everything's going steady.
Now, during these streams, do you get a teaching opportunity very often? I mean, is there a lot of Q&A live between you and the watchers?
Yeah, like in between my demonstrations, I stop and I talk to them and I read the comments and we talk a lot. Yeah.
That is awesome. And where can people find these streams?
On TikTok, it's a Mad Cat on TikTok. Like the same thing, Mad Cat Sphere. Just put on the search engine and on TikTok and you'll find me. Nice.
Hey, may I ask, what's the meaning behind that name? Is there a meaning, or you just thought it was cool, or what?
Yeah, it's just a silly, fun name that I came up with many years ago, when I was younger, and I planned to use it for something, and I just did it for my channel.
Cool. So when I was searching for thumbs, I put in Ricky Cespedes. That's how you pronounce your last name, right?
Yeah.
You're a famous baseball player, apparently.
I know. Yeah, I've done that too. Where I like on Google.
So I just used your logo for the thumb. I hope that's all right. Cool. Hey, do you have that link to the video you shared with me on email a while back?
I think I could go and get it, but if I go, it might cause like some echoes and problems. Remember?
No worries. Just stay where you're at. I'll go look it up on my email. I think I may still have it.
Yeah, because I'm sorry about that.
Or it's on your channel, right?
Yeah, it's on my channel. It's the newest video.
Okay. When we get done with this video, we'll just go to your channel and give it a pop. Because I thought you said some pretty important words. I like the way your message you had to go along with that video. And you also had some cool demo going on in the background. So definitely worth our viewers' time. Speaking of viewers, I want to keep an eye on the YouTube comments. Yeah. Hey, Tim Timmons is here. Hope you don't mind me sharing these chats.
No.
Last couple of years, can't stay on long. I just want to pop in and say, oh, well, happy to have you for however long you can be here, my buddy. What else we got here? Yes, it was. I'm not sure if this was meant for me. This says, by the way, are you still into levitation? Oh, no, it was not directed at me. And actually, other than I've been doing the Eggly wheel under glass thing, I'm still messing around with remote viewing. I'm
Yeah.
intrigued with that. And I think the winter time is for learning and the summertime is for action, for doing, or at least that's kind of the way I do. So I always try to pick up or learn a new skill over the winter time when you have some downtime. You know, I'm not near as busy when the farming season slows down. So I've been spending the majority of my time with remote viewing, which is pretty cool. It's kind of
Yeah.
hit and miss. When you're on, it's like, wow. And when you're off, you're like, where the heck did that come from? So
Yeah.
it's kind of a hit or miss thing, but I wouldn't say I'm good at it, but I'm starting to get the hang of it. It's much like many other psychic abilities. You just got to relax and let it happen. Oh,
Yeah.
I see raindrops. Let's go see what he's saying.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop here. It will all stop in a second. Watch. You can see the raindrops, how big they are. It's not just like regular raining out here.
Those big flops.
That's
Yeah, those
monstrous.
Those are big ones.
Biggest raindrops like I've ever seen. My camera's getting wet. So what
Yeah.
I'm going to do, just pace around for a minute, wait for this to stop. It's not a real rainstorm because it wasn't supposed to rain. Had only a 5-minute video here. You guys can see the porch just getting totally everywhere, totally covered in gigantic raindrops, not regular size raindrops. So I think I have understood, you know, I understand the weather. I kind of get it. And the weather may not be as natural as we think. This is just crazy. It almost sounds like hail, but you can hear the rain. Listen,
Yeah.
it's so big.
Yeah, you can hear it. Trying to.
So he said he was going to make it stop. I'm kind of waiting for that. That'd be awesome.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to go back to the sky, see if I can shut this off. Now it's still above me, so I'm gonna shut it all off.
I don't know if I've gotten better with the Eggly wheel, but I'm still messing with it. I haven't gone above 23, if that's what you mean by better. In fact, I think 21 was my high this week. But I'm messing with it under glass, and I've done some experimenting, and we'll have some new
Slowing
information
down now.
coming out on January 11th.
Cut off the energy just a little bit. It's falling from such a high distance up, so it takes a moment to stop. Just about there. 30 more seconds. Now look at this. Look at the trees, how they're waving. Almost like happy. They're like, thank you.
Oh yeah. But he has a nice little backyard there.
I mean, look at the way the leaves are waving. Look.
Yeah, he's in Maine.
Yeah.
I think it's gorgeous up there. Well, when it's not cold. It gets really cold in Maine.
Well, that's a cool video.
Let me see if Anthony is backstage. Okay, I see him. Let's try to add him. I don't know what's going to happen. Oh, yep, you can get 3 on the side. That's awesome. Yo, Anthony, can we hear you? Talk to us, my friend.
Is everything working out good?
Testing 1, 2, 3. Anthony. All right. Still having some trouble on
I
here.
really wish I knew what the.
Oh, there you are.
Oh.
We can hear you. Go ahead. What were you saying? Earth to Anthony. Come in, Anthony.
Just gonna check the. Look at the comments here.
Okay, I'm visiting your channel. Looking. Oh, yep, there it is. The latest video. Oh, I want to add audio. Okay, and then we'll go back to StreamYard. Sorry, guys. I'm getting ready to show you a pretty cool video with a very nice message, or I thought it was good. Go ahead, Ricky. Anything you want to say before we play it?
This one's just like a compilation. I just put the videos that I thought were, that people wanted to see, and I put the first ones that were like from my live stream, and I just wanted to put like a message that I've always thought about, like that we all could agree on,
Right. Oh, I don't know why it's showing it so small. Let me see if I can go large screen. All right, and let me close that one. Push play.
I want to talk about how psychokinesis brings out the very best in us. It allows people to see the very best of ourselves, the most genuine, honest, and meek, and earnest elements of ourselves that they hardly see. Right here is a video clip of me doing a live stream that I did a few months ago, moving it left and right from a good distance. When performing psychokinesis in front of someone, you're allowing that person to see the most genuine elements of who you are, the parts that the world doesn't see, the parts of us that the world doesn't see enough, the parts that we hide, and the parts of us that we just don't know how to show. When you're performing something like this, it requires you to dig deep, to become patient, to become honest with the practice of within yourself, to become real with you. When we practice alone and we're developing it, that is when we realize what it takes to move something, whether it's light or heavy. It requires us to be honest with ourselves and to be real with how we're going to be able to practice and achieve this ability. All of that honesty from the practice sessions that we had being alone, practicing alone, comes out when we perform this live in front of people. When they look into our eyes, they see the most best elements of ourselves as a human, the genuine, honest elements of ourselves. The psychokinesis brings out the best of us. Yeah.
Well said, my friend. Well said.
Yeah, and I saw some messages here from Centrio and some other people saying that it depends on your intentions. But the way I see it is that the only way that you could develop and grow in psychokinesis is to be honest with yourself, because you can't have like too much of a clashing, like too aggressive personality, or too much of a, like, you can't want it. You have to develop, and it has to be a proper balance of yourself, you know. And
Well,
that's
yeah. People always ask that, you know, what's the point of learning psychokinesis?
yeah.
But the beauty of it is what you experience getting into the self-mastery.
Can you guys
part
hear
of
me yet?
to do it. Oh yeah, we hear you loud and clear, buddy.
Yeah, we hear you now.
doing?
Oh, I think it's still cutting out.
Oh no.
But I think that Centrio, they are correct though. But like the way I see it is that you in order to be able to develop this stuff, you have to be in the right mindset and in the right place. You know, you can't be like with bad intentions, because if you have bad intentions, your ego is gonna clash with your development, and you're gonna be in the way of yourself. You're gonna get in the way of yourself of growing. You know.
I agree. Yeah.
Pride and aggression, anger, and all that.
And for me, I know it's easier for some people, but for me, I have to kind of have my body work. It's kind of a three-part thing. My mind, body, and spirit all kind of have to be in fairly good shape and in harmony with one another. Like I had my sister passed away a while back. My emotions were just not in the right place, and telekinesis wasn't working with you. It forces you to, you know, work on your mind, body, and spirit. And that's part of, I say it in a lot of my, in one of my intros, that psychokinesis is a natural side effect of self-mastery. And I think that is true to some degree. Now there's some energetic things you can do. If you just have a lot of chi, you can do some energetic things, you know, some chi balls and move small targets and things. But to really get into it and get control and be able to progress into larger targets or increase the distance or something, there really has to be that harmony and the connection. And like you said, you have to be in the right frame of mind all the time when you're doing psychokinesis. So yeah, true. Moving a piece of foil is not that important, but the steps that took you to get there and the things you learned about yourself along the way, that's the real beauty of psychokinesis.
Yes. And that's what I was trying to say in it, you know, in the video.
Bosch Habit liked it. He says it was, what does he say? Great speech. Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, because a lot of people, when they get into psychokinesis practice, they're always thinking about like being like the cartoon, like anime characters like Goku, like how they get aggressive and loud, and you know they have a lot of aggression. And like with psychokinesis, I don't think that could ever really happen. You you can probably do that, but like the thing is though is that I don't think you can ever have that aggression with that peace. Like you can't with the of yourself. I don't think that could ever coexist, like in the way that they show it on cartoons and movies. You know.
Yeah, it's pretty much the exact opposite of what you see in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
I've found that to be true in a lot of things. The common knowledge or the mainstream narrative is usually the opposite of what's true, unfortunately. Have we got you now, Anthony? Can we hear from you, buddy?
God, my computer's not working.
Yeah, I heard you say it's not working.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Just talking
Maybe?
your normal voice. Yep. We hear you.
I think he's still having trouble.
If possible,
Okay.
tell us a little bit about yourself.
My
What's the
computer is
major
horribly
channel
slow,
about?
and it's
Yeah, it's getting some trouble.
Ricky always joins on his phone.
what's
Can
that?
you-
What'd you say?
Ricky uses his phone, and it seems to work okay. Do you have a phone you can use?
Le-
Yeah, because I think the cell phone is the best bet because that's what I always use.
Yeah, and you're loud and clear, not a lag, everything.
Yeah.
Go ahead and say something, Anthony. Tell us about this video I got queued up here. Can you see the video? It's may the force grow with those who earn it. Can you tell us a little bit about that video? Maybe not. Oh boy.
Yeah. That's too bad,
It is. But what are you going to do? I mean,
But was he doing well at the beginning of the stream? Was everything going smooth?
no.
No. Oh.
Okay. We'll go ahead. We're going to go ahead and keep watching his videos though.
Okay.
We'll get another one queued up here. Let's see what this one is. May the force grow with those who earn it. So you have to earn it? Huh. Let's see what this is about.
Welcome to the Jedi Way.
What?
So I came out this morning. It's like 32 degrees and came to a parking lot, which I normally train at. It's very secluded right
We're
here.
gonna see if it works.
So I brought out some balloons. I have 4 of them.
I think we heard you speaking, Anthony. Was that you? Hello? Sorry.
3 of them are long. One of them circle. So I'm going to put these all on the ground. Now let's see what happens here. Okay. I'm going to stand back. Let's see if I can play with these balloons here, where they're standing.
And I hate it when.
I just made that video yesterday. Like,
Oh, sweet. Balloons. What a fun target. I've been wanting to get.
So you guys can see I scattered the balloons around and there's no wind. I mean, they're not moving, they're not blowing around. But what I was doing is forcing in energy and picking specific balloons to push. So let's play with them again.
I want to get.
I got that one to do a little circle.
I want to get a helium balloon
Watch the white one.
that's kind of lost its buoyancy and mess with levitation. I think that would be a good training tool for levitation.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's about as specific as I can get throwing energy into one area.
Mm-hmm. That was a good hit there.
Now let's push the balloons over there. I'm all done. I'll go get them and I'll call this one quits. Let's get it up there with the other one.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
but I think that's good developmental training. Huh? It's real good. It's fun too.
Yep.
can you guys hear me? I'm here.
Look at that. Live and loud, brother. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, finally there.
Yeah.
Halfway
My
through
computer's
the show.
just too old. It won't do it. Like, my processor's too weak. So, anyways, how's everybody been?
Oh man, I've been doing great. Hey, we're just now kind of getting a chance to talk to you. So you tell people a little bit about yourself, maybe who you are, where you're from, what about your channel, how'd you get into telekinesis, you know, that kind of stuff. Anything you might want to share.
Well, my real name's Anthony. I'm from the state of Maine, USA, and I fell into telekinesis kind of when I was a teenager. Um, I was an accidental thing. I was in a lot of mental foster care stress, and I was always really calm and really like I could hold a lot and not make a facial expression. So I was really good at concealing my emotions. And during some really bad stressful times, I accidentally popped lights or moved something in a store. And I remembered the moments that this stuff happened. Not that I knew how to use energy, but I knew how I felt and I knew it had happened. So I kind of remembered how I felt throughout the years until I got into my early 30s. And when I became like 33, I stumbled on Trebor 7, moving some paper and some feathers. And I said, I can do that. And I said, he's not kidding around. And I said, I did that when I was younger. And that was an accident. So this guy evidently figured out how to do this stuff. And I started training my own way. I refused to watch others progress because I wanted to find my own unique way because I used it as a kid. So I must have been naturally able to use energy. I just had to find my own way. And I developed some unique abilities throughout watching my own training. Like I would record everything and I just kept watching it, looking for a connection with me and the object. And I kept seeing a connection building. And finally, it came down to the point where I could feel my energy in my body. I had used it so much that I recognized it coming on and I recognized it turning off. And that's kind of the point where I expanded like outdoors. I took all my indoor training and I slowly moved outdoor by moving the objects that I moved indoors outdoors, like tinfoil. I'd put it on the ground and I'd go play with it. Or I'd hang it from a tree and I'd move around the foil in the tree, getting to know the tree. Or I'd put balloons on the ground like you guys seen just a little bit ago, and I would color coordinate them. I'd push all the blue to the blue sides and all the red. And I started learning that the more I did this, it became more natural. It almost like I was building a bond with the air itself. It wasn't even telekinesis. I was actually like friends with the air now. My energy told the air what to do. So as I got better, my energy got thicker and the trees started recognizing my energy. I'd just walk near them and I'd see a wave of a leaf, just a still tree, and the leaf would be waving like, and I'd wave back and it would stop. And I'm like, is it in my mind or is the tree recognizing my energy? So the more I discovered it was my aura that it was picking up on, then the tree was alive. The tree was a living creature by itself, choosing to play with me, choosing to recognize my energy. And that all came with like 1,000 hours of indoor training. It wasn't just jump outdoors. It took a lot, of forgetting the stress at home and forgetting the work stress and just putting it all behind you and kind of looking at life new. I had to pretend I was like brand new, forget everything I learned and just focus on what I felt and the objects, why they were moving for me. It was like curiosity. I just became so curious of everything that I played with it all. And I built connections with like hundreds of trees in my town. I walk through town and it's creepy because wind chimes, like in calm days, they'll sit there and they'll jingle a specific tune. When I walk near them, they'll just start jingling. And people have seen this stuff. They're starting to recognize it. So I had to actually avoid people a few times because they'd be on their porch reading a book and I'd be like 100 feet away. And their wind chimes would just start going crazy out of the blue. It wasn't even windy out. I walk by and they would stop. Now, I had played with their wind chimes so much that the wind chimes recognized me. So I actually like muscle memory, sort of. And that's how I kind of learned to play with everything. I just repetitiously did it over and over. And then I made like 900 videos. And now it's easy. Now I just walk around and stuff follows me up the hills. Like I can walk up a hill and leaves will follow me up the hill. Cans will roll over toward me from the side of the street. They'll just start rolling toward me. I've attracted this great big magnetic like force to me. It's really kind of neat, but it's also kind of creepy too, because at work I have to maintain a really calm, chill mood because I make sandwiches, and it gets crazy. We did like a $1,500 hour last week, which the restaurant's never done before. I had to maintain my emotions because I was really frustrated because lights start flickering and stuff above me. Things around the table, they get caught in these weird little drafts that come out of the AC, and they blow all around the kitchen. And nobody else has this happen to them. They're all like looking at me strange, like, why did that move? Why did that move? It's all because of the connection I made with air. Any moving air automatically wants to play. If a draft comes by me, it wants to play with me. If it's AC or a fan on, it wants to play. Like, it's the moving atoms that wants to interact with me. So it's kind of not even trying. Like my videos, I don't have to make an effort because the air kind of senses my intentions. My intentions are thicker because I densen my aura with Ormus and all this training and stuff. So I'm kind of part of the atmosphere, the nature. I'm kind of part of it all now. And that's all thanks to you, Trevor. You got me into this stuff, so you're a big part in my progression, and you know, I can't thank you more for that.
Oh, thanks, man. Well, that's very kind of you to say. But yeah, it's all an inside job. You know, all I can do is kind of maybe inspire and inform, but it really is up to the individual person. And I think that was kind of a nonchalant way you put it, the Ormus thing. But Ormus also increases your connection with the etheric world. I believe that 100%. And I notice a lot of people say that when they start taking Ormus, that like animals and, like you said, nature and all these things seem to be attracted, connected, and attentive. You know, they seem to be, like you said, they want to play, they want to interact. And I've also found that with targets that you use for a long period of time, they're so much easier to influence. It seems like you get this bond with targets, and not just, you know, and inanimate targets, but also, you know, with people and plants and all these things. I use psychokinesis in all aspects of my life to some degree or another. You know, the empathy or the mindset or the energy, it all matters. The invisible is far more interesting than the visible, in my opinion. Okay, we got a couple more videos here. Did you have anything you wanted to say about what you just said, Ricky?
No, I think that that it's so working outside is like you're working with like more, because when you're inside you have to work a little bit harder to kind of move things around. You have to kind of muster up and get what the ambient energy that's there. But when you're outside, you have more. There's more air and everything else. You know, like the atmosphere and everything comes. You know, and I was also thinking too, because when you said that you're connected with the air more, maybe in the future you could probably work on maybe like using that air to like work on levitation or something like that. You know, what do you think about that?
Believe it, I've started watching the Avatar Last Airbender stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got into that, but Aang has a kite, like a type of glider that he made, that he adjusts the air underneath it, and he uses it to push himself around like fly. That totally makes sense. That makes sense to me, that you just can't fly. We don't have feathers. I mean, our weight's too great to fly, but if you had a device like a kite, you could totally, I could totally stand under a kite and push it up.
And control the air to lift you up?
Right. Maybe not lift me, maybe not a small kite, but if it was big enough, oh sure, you could definitely lift yourself off the ground.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Do you think you might like consider doing something like that to try to in the future?
He just did a video kind of levitating
I've already thought of little ideas. I've tried to create little balloon devices that I could float, or use plastic wrap and balloons and stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely. But what I really find is the biggest key to all this is becoming magnetic. You really do. You have to find an object and make your energy kind of attracted to it naturally without trying. And I found a way to do that with the air. I I took my box fan. Okay, this sounds crazy, but I took my box fan and I laid it down flat. I made like a stand under it, so it was blowing air straight up at the ceiling. And I took a plastic cup and I put it on top of the fan, so the air would make the cup go like this.
Yeah, yeah.
And I learned how to hold the cup still or make the cup move faster.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I
cool.
started building a bond with the air by playing with objects that were on top of the fan in front of moving air.
Oh, yeah.
So
And
it's really not that hard. I mean, if you think of the elements, you got fire, you got water, and you got earth, and they're all there's something you can touch, there's something that you can see. But if you
yeah,
try to bond with the air is invisible, so you really don't know how to bond with it. You have to play with the air itself, but it can't be. It has to be put into motion, and you have to use objects that move within the motion, kind of like
yeah,
the stasis field, what Trebor used to teach.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That made a
So,
lot of sense to me. So you work with the stasis field of the fan, and you're actually building a bond with the air itself. So when you go
yeah,
outside, the air sees that. It's like, oh my God, he knows how to play with dead air. So I'm going to respect him and I'm going to let him play with me. So the
yeah,
air is alive. It respects you more. Yeah.
Yeah, air is the medium in which a lot of the energy, telepathic energy, flows through. I found that whenever I crack a window, I mean, I'm talking crack, like half an inch in the adjacent room where I'm working, where just a little bit of any type of new airflow coming in, so much easier. And I tell people that in my Trebor7.com tutorials, not to be afraid to work with ambient energy, because
yeah,
unless you're doing energy work and you have a proper diet and you're alkaline, and
yeah,
salt intake is important too, where your electric conductivity is up to par. It's hard to move things, but if you can
yeah,
get a little bit of ambient energy to influence, you'll have a lot more success. And who cares? You know, people say, "Oh, it has to be in a concealed container or it's not real."
yeah,
Not true. Not true.
yeah.
Maybe by their standards, but not from a practitioner's point of view.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
And just as long as you can control it, if you know and you have your intention focused and you know that you made it go left or go right or push back or forward, you're the one that's aware. You're the one that's developing your understanding. So if other people don't understand it, as long as you're the one,
Right.
that's what matters the most.
Now
Right.
I'm gonna express a quick idea. I took my pinwheel and instead of putting my pinwheel this way, I put it this way. So it became like air had to come up from the bottom of it or come down through the top of it to move it. That way you actually learn how to control left and right energy outside. You move that pinwheel to the left or you move it to the right, but it's got to be facing up and down rather than facing toward you. It makes a lot of sense. The pinwheel is made of metal. It's got like a metal frame. All those little wires that go around to make the loops, those have aluminum. So you're connecting with aluminum inside with the foil, and then you go outside and you're connecting with the pinwheel's aluminum the same way you would indoors, but now you're building the bond with the air. So it's all about building the air. Like when I made it rain in that video, I think you guys were watching, I actually thought of myself like connecting with the trees, making static energy, throwing the static up into the atmosphere, which is causing electricity. It mixed with the clouds. It caused a little tiny rainstorm. Was it that hard to understand it? No, but to make it happen, it was all intention. Like I had to really believe that it was going to rain, and it was going to rain on that piece of paper first. And that's exactly where the first raindrops fell, was on that cardboard. So it really is. You thicken your energy and your thoughts get thicker. Outdoors, everything will see it because it's already a living organism. Everything makes energy. So it's making energy for you. The trees now make energy for you to play with. I have figured out how Michael Grubb did his blasting. I just don't have that relationship time with the plants yet. I know that in the background, he sparked up a whole forest and he had all that energy above the trees and he pulled it over and then he threw it at a wall and he can blast, he can direct it. So I understand what he was doing because I've also blasted energy, but in a different way. I stirred up the trees and I brought the energy to me by making streams of leaves. Like I would make the leaves come across the field rather than using what he did. I had to create it in my mind and like make a movie sort of happen. Now, when you look through your video camera, you almost leave your reality. If you're making a movie and you're watching it compared to watching your camera, it's two different realities, sort of. You're seeing it in two different ways.
Yeah.
I do, and I train better looking through my camera lens, not at the object. So I started doing experiments with my cat. I have a cat here. I started giving her Ormus in her food. I started soaking some of her cat food in Ormus.
Yeah.
Now, cats normal, the normal of a cat is to pick up your emotions and to be comforting and loving and to sense you. So I take Ormus. The cat took Ormus. I can literally think my cat's name and she'll appear within my door within a minute or two, no matter where she is.
Oh,
She
that's cool.
picks up on my energy field, knowing my emotions want her, because her energy's higher too. So it does work for everything. Everything's just toned down to the point where it's not registering as a strong being. But we can do that to animals. All animals can be a stronger creature and be more like smart. Like it will make them more intelligent too. I've greatly changed. I become ambidextrous. My left hand is now like my right hand. I can now make sandwiches with my left hand, squirt sauces with my left hand. I can do everything with my left as I can do with my right, and I never used to be that way. So from training and taking Ormus together, it brought my mind into a like a place it never been. Okay, it fixed itself.
Yeah.
I'm now synchronized.
That's interesting.
And I've also lost 60 pounds.
That's cool.
I'm down to like 180, and I used to be 245. So in 3 years from training and taking Ormus, my body's done a bam. I'm almost 40 years old. I'll be 40 in 2 years. So
Yeah.
I don't look
Must be
40.
nice.
I don't feel 40.
Hey, so I see we have 16 people watching. I'd like to see 16 thumbs up if you don't mind. And if you're looking for his channel, there it is, Journal of a Jedi. He's got a modest following on YouTube, but I understand you got a fairly large following on Facebook. Is that right?
Yeah, my Facebook, I had over 2,000 people that seeked me out. I never added people. They just so slowly found me over the years. My YouTube channel is very active. I get about, within a week, I get 500 to 600 views a week, but I don't have a lot of subscribers. So I think my videos maybe are a little hard to believe, and people just keep coming back to watch, but they're not subscribing. So there's a lot to see, though. It's all different. Everything I do is a total different idea, and I don't. I always go back to the basics. So I go so far, and then I go back to, say, pinwheeling or chi spinning, just to see where I'm at, just to see what's changed. So always go back to your basics, no matter how good you get, because that's really what got you there in the first place.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel too. Yeah.
Nice.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I think it's good to move on to other targets. But yeah, don't forget the one who brought you. I still play with side wheels, and I have side wheels in my house, and they've become a very important part of my life. I think that's important for everyone to have a little target around, so you can always just kind of keep that in the back of your mind, and have access to practice anytime you want. I think that's great. This is pretty cool.
I do want to share, before I forget, I do want to share that I made an appointment with a Reiki practitioner, and she was a massage therapist, and I went in to show her telekinesis. She had never seen anything done before. They use energy to heal people, of course. So I wanted to see if I could do it, and I did it within an hour. I was able to explain it, demonstrate it under glass, and then go outside and do a pinwheel demonstration for her. And she could straight see that the trees and everything were interacting with me. I mean, this made her like open her training up, and probably her practice became a little bit better for herself.
Hey, what's the name of your Facebook page or whatever?
It's my name, Antonio Telekin Eastwood.
It's right there.
Telekin Eastwood.
Yeah, Telekin Eastwood, EASTTWOOD.
Cool. Well, I hope you pick up a few more followers on Facebook. I don't do Facebook, but if I did, I'd follow you.
Yeah.
I'll
I've been watching.
well, I can post all this links in a second, and if you want me to post them in the chat right now, or
Yeah, you can.
I think that this is a great video here. This is a cool video.
the paper one, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, just so you know, I have a fan that's moving. I have
Yeah.
a fan that's moving air above everything, barely lightly. It's above my fish tank on the right side. So
Yeah.
there's a little bit of air above that fish tank, just
Yeah.
barely blowing. And it's consistent. That's what I play with when I do that stuff. I use the numbers as my focal point, and then I use the energy that's barely moving in the room to build the bond with it. So it's
Yeah.
not enough to move them, but it's enough to interact with things.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's very important. You have to
Mhm.
have some type of energy in order to influence it, unless you're using
Right.
strictly your own energy, which I've grown
You-
to dislike. I mean, I still do it, but it forces you to really ramp up your own energy. I like having some kind of just anything, just like I said, the slightest crack of air coming into the room will make a world of difference. And I don't
Yep.
consider that cheating. You're still influencing. You know, I can set up a target and it'll sit there for 20 minutes and never fall down. And then I go to push on it and knock it right over. So it's not like it's going to happen on its own. Unlike Simon Dan, I don't know if you guys saw that, but he recently debunked my latest telekinesis video, the cups
Oh yeah.
video. It turns out it's all static electricity, gravity, and
Mhm.
video editing. That's all there is to telekinesis. That's what all of it is. And if you balance something, wait long enough, it'll fall over. Which I've been waiting 4 years for a stack of rocks to fall over in this little place where I meditate outdoors. But eventually, it'll fall over, according to Simon Dan. What a joke.
I know. Yeah.
Well, I can tell you straight from my personal experience, man, that the whole purpose of this all is to build a connection with the air, because the air is pretty much what makes everything exist. Without the air, there's no trees, there's no life. So
Yeah.
really, I'd say the air is the most important one to get to know, and it might take more time to get to know it because it's invisible like your energy, but it will do the most things for you. Like when I play with balloons outside, it was dead calm. There's no airflow, but I created a little bit of energy from the air, from the trees and stuff to work with me. And that air, that connection all started inside. And that's all with playing with the fan, and not on a high mode. You just put it on low and you just aim it just a little bit away from your objects, but that puts the energy into motion, which allows you to connect to it. It has to be moving for you to make a bond with it.
Yeah. And then to kind of get it and redirect it, where you want it to.
Yep. Then you redirect it through magnetism and lots of tuning.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might say the air is most important. Another practitioner may say, "Oh no, it's all about magnetism," and another guy say, "Well, I think it's about water." No, I think it's really about fire. You know, it's really all. There's five elements, and the key element to all of them, I think, starts with light. We are light beings, and we are all consuming light. You know, when you try to eat for nutrition, really what you're trying to do is consume light, and the sun is the source of our life here on Earth. The light's very important. But yeah, I agree with what you say, especially when it comes to telekinesis targets indoors. A little bit of ambient air movement is going to make the world way easier. And the heck with these, you know, debunkers or whatever. Who cares what they say? You know, we're trying to expand and learn and experiment. It's not like you can go to school and learn this sort of thing. So we're all just kind of winging it, and we're kind of. You know, it's really the next couple generations where I think this is really going to take off. But we'll be down in history as the pioneers. I think long after I'm gone, my tutorials will hopefully remain online and continue to help in generations to come.
Yeah.
And your guys' channels as well.
Yeah. It's very true.
Awesome to see all you guys hanging out in the chat and participating. This is great. Well, apparently we're not boring them. We started with 16 and now we have 15. I think that's because Bosch Havit had to go to bed, he said. But and most of the views happen after the fact. So thank you. If you're watching this after the live stream, we appreciate you watching as well. Uh-oh, Anthony dropped out on us.
I think maybe something happened to his connection or something.
No worries. He's got a whole page full of videos, and we'll be wrapping this up here in a few minutes. But I'm glad
Yeah.
he finally got to get on and say his piece.
Yeah.
That was kind of like, go ahead.
No, because I've been seeing him for a while now too. I've been seeing his videos for a few years now. He's been growing a lot.
Yeah, he stays busy. He pumps out a lot and lots of videos.
Mm-hmm.
I don't watch all of them. I'm more into these control ones, like these little indoor demonstrations and stuff.
Yeah.
When we get outdoors and we're spinning wheels and we're making leaves move, and I mean, I love that kind of stuff. It's just not really demonstration material, in my opinion, because there's so many variables. But it sounds like he's really got a good connection, you know, especially with his surroundings and nature. And I'm all for it.
Yeah.
This is cool. Moving this foil around. This is pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
So do you feel like you've taught anybody on Facebook? Has anybody said, oh, hey, I took your teachings and turns out it works?
There's actually a lot of people like on TikTok, like more on TikTok. Like when I do my live stream, some people come on that follow me, and like there's some people that are like, you know, some rude people that tell me, oh, it's static and it's thermal convection and all this stuff, like the stuff that we already know that's, you know, that's not true. But then there's people that follow me and they tell them, no, I've done this and it's all real. So there's people that like during the live streams, I stop and I talk and I show them how to move the pinwheels and the side wheels and all that. And a lot of them are like learning from me. And so they defend me and all that.
Okay.
Awesome. Hey, so we had a question in the chat. I noticed it's mostly men who are good at TK. Is there something to that? What do you guys think?
Honestly, if it has to do with stress and being calm and stuff, I think women are very much worked up because of they have a lot to deal with. So it's probably a lot harder for girls. Like I actually have people on Facebook who I train one-on-one like video, and they learn really fast. I can teach somebody to move a side wheel in 25 minutes online, but the girls do have a harder time because they deal with children and they deal with more natural stress and their body's more tense. Like a guy can chill out and calm and become more relaxed quicker than a girl can. So for the most part, that's what I found from training others. I've trained probably 100 people on Facebook, and they train their kids and they got grandparents into this stuff. Like I've been doing this for 4 years on Facebook. So I have I've helped a lot of people grow and open their minds. Like they used to laugh at me. Now it's so quiet on my Facebook. Everybody's training.
Nice.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know that men or women are either better or worse at it. I think perhaps there's more men into it. So maybe that's why we're seeing more. But when I search every week, I search for telekinesis demonstrations. I see several women and girls doing it. So I think maybe it's just a numbers thing. There's more men getting into this sort of thing than women. But I think by nature, women are more empathic and in tune with, you know, the feelings and things like that. So I would think it could actually be the other way around if there were more women getting into it. So I don't know.
Or maybe women are more skeptical. Maybe because my girlfriend wouldn't believe me, and she's been with me for 11 years. She would not even acknowledge the fact that I was being real, and it really bothered me because, you know, you got to have somebody that believes in you. I believed in myself so much that I made it possible, but it helps having the other half, which she wouldn't. She just started like last year acknowledging that I wasn't kidding and that I can do things like this.
But on my TikTok live streams, there's some women that are also psychics, and they follow me and they practice this, so they get influenced by my practice sessions and my advice. So and they tell me like during the live streams that they're learning from me and they're doing it too.
Well, maybe it's just the people we bumped into. I work with people off Facebook, and a lot of them sit on Facebook because they're stressed. I don't know, because they have nothing to do. So maybe it's just the people we bump into. Because I've only trained a few girls, but I've trained a few guys. And the girls just seem to have a little harder time because they deal with more. I think it's just depends. Really, probably depends on who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of variables involved here. Someone asked, I wonder if astrological placements play into this as well. I don't know if you're talking about placements of your birth time or at the current location, but I think yes, in both situations. I noticed moon cycles. I have better reactions when the moon is near or full than I do, like say, a crescent moon or something. So, yeah, there's a lot of variables, and unfortunately, with psychic abilities, they're kind of hit and miss sometimes. Unless you're just steeped into it, doing it every single day, all the time. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But
And you know what you were saying too, Trevor? You were saying that on winter time is like for learning, and summer is when you really do well. Did you say something like that? Remember?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because I was doing very, very well, and I was more focused. I'm still doing good, but it seemed to me that like in the summertime, I was doing better than now the winter. And when you said that, it kind of made sense.
Yeah, that's
Well,
kind of the way.
Yeah.
Sorry, go for it.
Oh, I think that's kind of the way it's always been, especially in the northern hemisphere, because
Mhm.
you're active during the summer, you're outdoors, you're doing all that stuff, and when you come inside, that's kind of the first step into introspection and learning. That's your time to feed the brain. You worked your muscles all summer. Now it's time to feed your brain, rest up, and get ready for the next activity season. So yeah, I always think it's great to either learn a new skill or at least investigate something in the wintertime, stimulate your brain, and just try to keep balance.
Mhm.
Winter activities and summer activities are different, and I think you should take advantage of that.
I can say one thing from experience from a couple thousand hours outside. I live in Maine, which has horrible, pretty nasty winters, and your energy comes out of your body pretty hot. So when you play outside and it's cold, you have to work with the cold because the cold kind of dissipates your energy. It like shuts it off.
Oh,
It's harder to get your energy to travel when it's colder because you're hot and it's cold.
yeah,
So I've always found out wearing a pair of gloves helped me a little bit. But when you're using energy, your hands actually make like carbon monoxide or something, which makes your hands really cold. Like my
yeah,
hands get really cold when I'm training, not normal cold. So
yeah,
I don't like training in the winter at all. I actually prefer being 65, 70 degrees, 75. When it's really hot, energy goes crazy because it's moving faster already. It's like hot water. The warmer the
yeah,
water, the faster the molecules are moving. Well,
yeah,
everything's water, everything's technically moisture. So a warm, hot day, your energy is going to be blasting easy. On a cool day, it's going to be harder to get to move. But I do have to go, guys. I have a bowling party, Christmas thing go to. I'm glad I got to join. Thanks for sharing a bunch of my videos on here.
Hey, my pleasure, man. And we'll have you back again sometime if the 7th or 17th ever ends up on a Saturday again where you're available. We'd love to have you
Okay,
back. I appreciate your
cool.
time, everybody. Thank you so much, Anthony, for joining us.
yeah. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Take care.
Good night, guys. Bye.
Peace.
Don't forget to subscribe if you do check out the videos. Like I say, there's 900 plus. Take care.
Take
Cool.
care, man.
Thanks, man. All right. And with that, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Well, let's see if there's any more chats we need to address here.
Yeah, because I think some people have been commenting for a while.
Somebody wants to know if you, hold up. There's Sean Lindsay, a member. Hey, buddy. I don't know if you noticed or not, but we're not doing the members live stream tonight. We're going to do that on the 17th. I had a guest that wasn't available for the 17th, so I swapped them. Hope to see you on the 17th. Good to see you, Sean. He says, well, here, I'll just show it. Women are more secretive because of the criticism. Oh, I see. Yeah. They're not really willing to put themselves out there in videos. That makes total sense. I agree with that 100%. A salad a day keeps a therapist away. Well, that's a good saying. I don't know how true that is. I eat a lot of salad.
Yeah.
Can you explain photokinesis? I have zero experience with photokinesis. How about you, Ricky?
Oh yeah, I've posted some videos in the past of photokinesis.
Well, can you explain it then? What the heck's going on?
Oh, well, the thing is though, is it's the same thing as umbrakinesis. Is that you first work with the object first, and like what it is that like I made like a little my own kind of like I used like a stronger needle, and I work with a side wheel. This is a long time ago, and I used a cardboard, a kind of thick cardboard, and then I got like a finger, a pointer, a laser thing, or like a light, and I put it on top of it, right in the middle or something, and you kind of like let it kind of move around. And what it is that you work with that thing first, the physical thing first, and then when you get more better, you kind of look at the light, you point it at the wall, and then you pretend that the light is connected to the thing. Like you kind of have to like pretend that it's all one thing, and then you go toward the light on the wall and you move it to the left. You kind of make a connection, and you use your intention and everything like that. It's similar, very similar to umbrakinesis, where you work with the side wheel or something, and then you cast the shadow on the wall, and then you work with the physical object first, and then move on to the projected shadow. It's the same thing with the light spot on the wall. So you kind of pretend, you just pretend that the light spot is the side wheel, and that you're controlling the side wheel through the light spot. That's basically what it is.
I see. Yep. Very good. All right. I hope that sufficed for the person in the chat. Let me check one more time. Make sure we're up to speed. Yes, we are. All right. Do you have any closing comments or anything, Ricky, before we wrap this bad boy up?
No, that I really enjoyed tonight, and that there was a lot of great videos just like this one, and there's a lot of great people watching and everything, just to keep on practicing and work with telekinesis, because telekinesis is like the gateway ability, that leads to all other things. So just hang in there and just keep practicing.
Yes, fantastic. Thanks again to everyone who joined us live and participated in chat. And we will be back next month. The YouTube subscribers stream will be on the 17th next month. And as I mentioned earlier, if you're a member, we'll have our private stream on the 17th of this month. So until we meet again, it's Trebor 7, Mad Cat Sphere, wishing you all a happy new year, and we'll see you soon. Peace.
Bye, everybody. Take care. Bye, everyone.
Later.
Take care.